Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages. This is Jesse with the Common Nerd, bringing you pop culture and all things underneath through a common sense lens. And well, boys and girls, the Disney's live-action Snow White starring the absolutely always wonderful Rachel Zeigler, weird, has, of course, gotten ratioed into oblivion again. I mean, at what point does Disney just stop marketing this movie so they don't get to continue to get ratioed into absolute oblivion? And why do ratios matter, boys and girls? Because they generally give you a good glimpse into what the audience thinks about something beforehand out there. Obviously, we've seen a lot of things get ratioed in the past, especially when it comes to Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, and a few of the other big major corporations out there in Hollywood. And, of course, it never bodes well. It is almost a one-to-one prediction for the box office. This movie will absolutely end up failing. And then Disney's desperate attempt to continue to market this movie and try to convince people to go see it in the box office. Well, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, as you can see here from thatparkplace.com, Disney's Snow White faces another wave of backlash as new teaser trailer racks up dislikes and signals looming box office disaster. And I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind at this point, especially inside of Disney, that this movie is going to turn into an absolute box office disaster. And well, ladies and gentlemen, they've got a screenshot of the likes in here, but it is the dislikes, but it has already gotten even worse. And we're going to show you how bad it's gotten and maybe even highlight over some of the comments, but because this is absolutely hilarious and Disney deserves all of the roasting. All of you beautiful, fabulous fans out there are giving them because that's exactly what they got after deciding to go down this idea of diversity, inclusion, and equity to buy off on all of this propaganda and try to act like they were completely and totally down with the cult, where it turns out, just like everything most of the Hollywood folks out there do, it was nothing more than a virtue signal because now Disney is purging all of this kind of nonsense from inside of their own ranks. So we're going to check out this article from thatparkplace.com, and it's because of every single one of you out there who have roasted all of this kind of stuff. So we're going to check out this article from thatparkplace.com, getting all of the juicy details, see exactly how bad this thing has gotten ratioed, and give you an update for today's ratio as well. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. We are inching our way closer and closer to 1,700, so please, if it'd be so kind of you, smash that subscribe button down below. And let us know what you think about all this in the comment section down below, too, because it's one of them situations where, I mean, is anybody out there actually planning on seeing this movie opening weekend? Is it strictly the Disney pixie dusters out there? Is it just strictly just the cult members out there? Or is there some of you actually out there kind of curiously, maybe morbid curiosity out there, might actually go check this out? And do you think these trailers absolutely deserve the ratio they are getting us? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. All right, from thatparkplace.com and our dear sweet Montanero. Disney's live-action Snow White remake continues to face relentless criticism, and its latest teaser trailer, released over the weekend, has only fueled the fire. The newest teaser earned 1.7 million views, but was met with overwhelming negativity, garnering by only 53,000 likes, compared to a staggering 81,000 Snow White dislikes. This trend of massive dislike ratios has plagued every piece of promotional material for the film, signaling a potential box office catastrophe when it hits theaters on March 21st, 2025. From the start, Snow White's been fighting an uphill battle. The growing tally of dislikes is proof of the audience's disapproval. The first teaser, released mid-2024, remains the most visible with 11 million views. However, its 101,000 likes are dwarfed by the astonishing 1.5 million dislikes. It's literally one of the most ratioed trailers in the history of putting your trailers on YouTube, boys and girls. It is bad. The official trailer, which debuted in December, has racked up 9.3 million views, but is weighed down by 1.2 million dislikes against just 44,000 likes. Even the special sneak peek featuring Rachel Zeigler's performance of Waiting on a Wish has become a symbol of the film's failure, amassing 396,000 views, 5,300 likes, and a crushing 50,000 dislikes. I didn't even hear about that one. I didn't even know that thing released, and I'm a guy who covers this stuff for a living. That is absolutely insane. And, of course, they go through all of her history of all the dismissive arguments she's had. You know, Rachel Zeigler saying, well, you know, the Prince Charming's kind of a stalker. You know what I mean? And then, you know, it's the whole thing's just kind of weird. And how apparently Snow White ride at Disney World scared her as a kid. But we've also got pictures of her in a Snow White dress as a kid. And she's just really glad to represent brown people. And she's going to be a whammon power. And she's going to be the one taking over the country. And she's going to be the one defeating the evil queen. And then, of course, on top of the fact that they're trying to literally convince you that somehow Rachel Zeigler, which is actually a pretty good picture of her, but Rachel Zeigler is somehow hotter than our dear sweet queen. I mean, like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? Like, you people are absolutely insane. So like I said, we're going to give you an update, right? Because this article was written on February 17th. It's currently February 17th when I'm recording this video. And boys and girls, so basically from the time he wrote this article, which could potentially only be a few hours at the time of this recording, 12 hours possibly at the most, if he published it exactly at midnight, which I'm sure he probably didn't. Well, it's gotten even worse. In just the few hours since that article has premiered and got posted on that website, Disney's Snow White trailer, 5.4 thousand upvotes to 90,000 dislikes. Just in a matter of hours, it has gone up 9,000 more dislikes, boys and girls. That is insane. And with 1.7 million views. That is nuts. That is crazy. And that's exactly why Disney's live action Snow White abomination is going to end up failing at the box office. And you know what? We watched the trailer and we reviewed it on my live stream, which you can join us for every Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. right here on this channel. And you know what? Guess what? It's pretty cheesy. Outside of a very cute little hedgehog in here, which is surprisingly enough one of the actually not frightening CGI things. I mean, this guy right here, he's pretty cute. He's pretty cuddly, but all of the rest of the trailer is absolutely ridiculous. And you know what? Just for all of the dumb things Rachel Zeigler decided to say out there and completely and totally ostracize all of the Disney's fans of Snow White out there, you know what? You're getting a downvote for me, too, because screw Rachel Zeigler and screw the Walt Disney Company for putting out this abomination. They decided to dance with the devil that is diversity, inclusion, and equity, and now they are getting burned for it, and they will continue getting burned for it as all of their leftover slop gets put out there. As one of my dear sweet friends out there in the chat pointed out when we were talking about a lot of the Marvel slop that's going to be coming out over the next year, it's literally nothing more than rotten food that has been sitting on the shelves from the dark times inside of the Walt Disney Company, where they were completely and totally possessed by the spirit of the age and were taken control of by a bunch of woke activists. Fortunately enough, it sounds like Disney has actually changed its tune as to whether or not we're actually going to be able to get any good quality content out of them. Well, I mean, Inside Out 2 made $1 billion at the box office, so at least there must be somebody left with talent inside of that company, or maybe audiences and families out there just desperate for something that's not going to have a whole bunch of nonsense gay, not so secret gay agenda in it. Now are they? But guess what? It's not going to matter because it's too little too late for Snow White. They've done a bunch of reshoots, which has already ballooned the budget. They got rid of the, they stopped it being Snow White and the 7 homeless folks from San Francisco, and they turned it into a bunch of CGI dwarfs because God forbid you actually hire real dwarfs and give them jobs and put them in a Disney movie and put them on the big screen. No, instead Disney decided to go the middle road and make them a bunch of CGI dwarfs. Needless to say, this movie is going to end up failing absolutely into a disastrous dumpster fire, and it's exactly what Disney deserves. They have done this to themselves. Not only have they screwed over the dwarf community, but they've screwed over any fans of the actual original Disney Snow White. And like I said, convincing Rachel Zeigler that she's the fairest of them all when Gal Gadot is the queen? Come on, boys and girls. This movie was guaranteed to flop right from the very beginning of these ideas, and now Disney is going to get exactly what it deserves. Keep making your opinions heard, fans, because these ratios, this embarrassment is exactly what the Walt Disney Company deserves, because we are going to shame them either into absolute oblivion or actually giving us good quality entertainment. Either way, Disney, the choice is up to you, but clearly the fans have made their voices heard, and Disney's live action Snow White is going to flop at the box office, and I can't wait to see it.